Hello, I'm EnterElysium. Welcome back to Aurora 4X, the incredibly tough, complicated, but very interesting space game. Last episode, we had a bit of an issue that we had to look around the solar system and there were basically no resources. What we're going to do is we're going to use this very useful all minerals button here, which, if we can get it to give the little dialogue, there we go, runs the mineral generation routine for the entire system, replaces all existing minerals. That will regenerate the entire system for minerals, which is effectively what we need. Bear in mind we'll have to redo Earth afterwards because your starting world always has a lot of minerals so you can get started. This will replace all the minerals, including Earth, so we need to then use the HW minerals button, a rigged routine that has a high chance of minerals and a high chance of good accessibility, useful for racial homeworlds that we used before create race, replaces all existing minerals. Bear in mind that it won't have the amount that we've used, but we've used so little. We've used like 0.1%, less than that actually, because very early game you don't use that many minerals. We just have a problem mining because we don't have enough mines. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit all minerals and see what happens. It's happening. It's happening. Okay. Mars has something. Mars has 0.4 accessibility uranium. That's enough. That's all I wanted. Venus is not, you cannot terraform, you cannot colonize Venus, but it's got a lot of uranium at 0.9 accessibility. That's great. Ganymede. It's terrible. None of the moons of Jupiter of real note. It's pretty bad as well. Titan. Some uranium. You know what? This is fine. This is fine. We've got a lot of space steel. And Earth, yeah. It's been like, hey, look at all these minerals we've got. You've got a lot of them. There's 81, but it's 0.1 accessibility, so no. We're going to use HW, which replaces all existing minerals on Earth. There we go. That should be fine. 0.9 accessibility uranium. 0.9 accessibility thorium, even though there's not much of it. We're going to have fuel issues if we don't start looking for thorium elsewhere, but other than that, we should be fine. So, now we've got a sensible start. Let's have a look what we can do about this. Ion drive. Okay, well, we need to set up our next tech level. Research, power propulsion. We could start work on a stellarator, fusion reactor. That's going to take way too long. We could do some fuel efficiency. I think that's probably a sensible option. A bit more fuel efficient. And that will take a few months to do. That's fine. I did say a prayer. The Twitch chat actually made me, by the way, say a prayer to RNGesus before we started, because my luck has been so bad so consistently. We actually scrapped a previous playthrough of this and had to re-record because there was no resources before I knew that button existed. It was bad. So Twitch actually made me say a prayer, and I'm going to say that prayer was why it happened. So we are good. We can start exploring. We know what we're doing. We're going to hit up, colony on Mars. It's going to be fine. It's not great. We're going to get some resources from like Venus, other places. We've got resources. They're not perfect. They're not great. We haven't got like a world with a lot of extra stuff in general, but it'll do. So with ion drive tech done, I think with a couple of upgrades, we might be able to build our. Actually, thinking about it, we might be able to build our next level of survey ship now. Oh, pardon me. Sorry about that. Ugh. Right. Power propulsion. Jump drive efficiency. I really want that. What we'll do is we'll hold off building our next level of survey ship. And we'll wait until we've got fuel consumption 0.8, minimum engine modifier, and jump drive efficiency 5. It's also nice, by the way, that I'm streaming this while recording, that Twitch chat is saying, bless you, Gesundheit. Thank you very much, Twitch chat. And you're building more mines. Excellent. Curie's completed overhaul. Excellent. She can go do her things. Some people have joined. Good, 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 good. Geoserver team skill increase. Complete our research in fuel consumption. That's absolutely grand, that is. We will want to do minimum engine modifier. This basically means that you can decrease the power below 0.5, because currently we're at 0.5, which means 18% fuel usage. If we go to 0.4, it's going to get even better. Yeah, sure, we'll be slower for the same amount of engine at the same tech level, but we'll use far less fuel, which means we can go far further, which, through our survey ship, makes sense. And it's only a few points to research, so you'll be done relatively quick. We did jump gate construction module. That's lovely. We will want to do another construction production just because we've got that 40% bonus. Remember, that's ×4 for anything that you're actually matched to. So any construction production tasks, we're getting 160% bonus research. It's crazy good. So this really does determine your research. In the early game, you need construction production and you need power propulsion. If you don't, that sucks. Like, we've got a 10% bonus. That's pretty trash. If we had someone with a 35%, we'd be speeding ahead. We'd be building ships already. As it is, a little bit delayed. Probably go for the savings, because that seems to reason more. Yeah. Okay. Complete that research. Okay, we did the research into engine power. What we'll likely do now is probably go minimum engine power 0.3, because it's only 2,000 research points. And that's going to save us a lot of fuel. It's going to save us so much. Going from 0.5 to 0.3, we're almost halving that. And remember, it's a sort of a square function. I'm not sure what it is. Effectively, we're going to go down to like 5% fuel use or something. So that's going to be really, really good for us. I should probably change the music. By the way, I'm using Fly By No music, which was from Endless Space 1. They very kindly were like, you can totally use our music, which is pretty helpful. We did the research into shipyard operations. Good, 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 good. 40% bonus. I might just go research rate. More research is never a bad thing. If you're ever unsure, going research rate is like a safe bet, because it means that whatever you decide on later, you can do faster. Yeah, I'll go research rate. We've completed construction of mines. How are we doing? Yeah, stockpiles still under 1,000 on uranium. We're probably going to go through that fairly quick. So what we'll do is we'll start producing things. What we're going to need going forwards is we will need mines to be able to mine stuff. Now, mines need people to work on them. So they can only be done in places where we've got people. So Earth. In future, Mars. Automated mines. These work on places you don't have people, like asteroids or Venus, because we're not going to put anyone on Venus because it's a bad idea. We'll go into that later. Infrastructure. That's habs and domes and stuff. Allows people to live on a planet. We'll need that on Mars before we terraform it. What else do we need? Research labs. More research labs, more research. It's just a good thing to have. They are very costly. They take a long time to build. Remember, we've got 30 of them for our entire empire, whereas we have, 700 construction factories. We will start building these, and we'll put them as 10% though. So we'll want to build like 20 more. That'll bring us up to 50 with 10% of industry. Mass drivers. Now, mass drivers are effectively the railguns I talked about a long time ago that fling huge amounts of resources across your solar system. What you want is one to fling them and one to catch them. If you don't have one to catch them, you can say goodbye to whatever you had on that planet. Like, you are flinging several hundred tons at a good fraction of the speed of light. If that hits, E equals mc squared is going to kill you. Very much so. And whoever is standing next to you, and next to them, and next to them, and on for several thousand kilometers, it's going to be painful. So, you need a few mass drivers. We're probably going to go for like 10, and we'll say 10% for now. We also would like one spaceport. That determines our loading and unloading times for stuff from the planet. Military Academy. This determines the number of graduates we get, effectively commanders, etc. Remember we were having problems having enough geology teams? That's because we don't have many people. We'll get an extra one for now. We'll probably want to increase that later. Ground Force Training Facility. We'll want 2 more so we can have that up to 4. Naval Shipyard Complex. Yes. We would like 2 more Naval Shipyard Complexes. And 2 more Commercial Shipyard Complexes. We also want mines, and we probably want like 100 more. Automated mines, we probably, again, want... These are very expensive, by the way. Notice a mine is 60-60. Automated mine is 120-120. We're going to want some more of those. Those are the ones we're going to send to, like, Venus or asteroids. And then we're also going to want to probably get ourselves some infrastructure, and infrastructure is very cheap because you need a lot of it. So we're probably going to want like 1,000 to be starting with, and that's going to quickly increase. Okay. Actually, no. I won't get infrastructure just yet. When we do infrastructure, we'll probably want to build it in bulk. What we'll do instead is... There is a thing. I'm looking for a thing. What am I looking for? I'm looking for a thing. This is the point where I'm like, there was a thing. I had a very specific plan for that thing. I can't remember what that thing was. Maybe it was a different thing. Oh, construction factories. Yes. That was what I was looking for. We'd like more construction factories. Nearly all the time you want to be producing construction factories and research labs, because more research is good, and more building stuff is good. We also definitely want to get ourselves maintenance facilities. Now, remember that we started with enough to be able to house a 5,000-ton vessel, or at least maintain a 5,000-ton vessel. We're going to be building 7,000-ton vessels. That's our next step. So we need another 10 maintenance facilities. Each one is 200 tons. 10 of them is 2,000 tons. Add to our 5,000. So we need another 10 of these. The issue is, where are we going to put them? We've got to replace something. I think we'll replace the spaceport. Okay. This is going to take a while to do all of these, which is fine. So, with that all set up, we can leave that for a while. And I think we can let people do their job. Do we want to create our new ships? No, we don't want to yet. We're still working on some of the tech, aren't we? Minimum engine modifier, yes. There we go. Minimum engine modifier. And jump drive efficiency 5. This one's going to take a little while longer, 4,000 research points. But that's going to take until April of next year. Once that's done, we'll build ourselves our next level of survey ship, which is going to be a lot better. Bigger as well, though. Current ones are 3,000 tons. The next one's going to be 7,000. So it's going to be quite the upgrade. Alright, people are training on geology teams. Okay, people finished their geological survey of Enceladus, so we need to take them off of that. Expand team. And in fact, I probably should simplify this, because it has that massive list of,
oh, you've colonized all of these. You've not got anyone there.
I probably should remove those. So, Luna, we need to get rid of the colony. How do I get rid of the colony? Which screen is it from? Abandon. Delete the currently selected population along with any facilities. That seems a bit harsh. Is that the one I want? Probably. I'm going to check Twitch chat. The one thing about doing this live is I can check if Twitch chat think this is the correct option. It is. Okay, right. Yes, I'm sure. Oh, no. Let's just check the geoteams are gone. Because if the geoteams aren't gone, they get murdered. You know what? I'm just going to disband you and Europa. We'll come back to this later. Okay. Abandon on Luna. Yes, I'm sure. Abandon on Callisto. Yes, I'm sure. Abandon on Ganymede. Yes, I'm sure. Abandon Europa. Yes, I'm sure. Abandon on Enceladus. Abandon on Titan. You know, a really easy way for me to end this series accidentally really fast is to click this on Earth. You're not going to do that. That would be very bad. Right. Carry on. Rotgun has passed its normal deployment time. People have been culled because they haven't been in the military for a while. And someone died. And we did research into research rate and jump drive efficiency. Excellent. I don't think there's anything we left needing to do over here. Minimum engine power, 0.25. It's a decrease of 5% instead of 10%, so for 4,000 points. Nope. Maybe efficiency, but again, these are pretty big things, so... Well, I'm going to start pushing. I could push for Stellarator. It would take a while. I'm actually going to just go for efficiency. We're actually going to start building our next ship, so our next survey ship. This one is actually going to go out system. These, they don't have the capability to go out system unless there's a jump gate, because they don't have jump drives. They're mostly just to do the initial survey in the system. Good. That's a good point. New arm would be useful. And it's cheap. Yeah, that's a good point. We'll do that before we move on. And we'll remove research labs. Twitch chat backseating can be useful. Conventional armor takes up so much space, yeah. Basically, your armor doesn't mean your armor's better. It just means that you need less armor to equal 1 unit of armor. 1 unit of armor will always defend as 1 unit of armor. However, it will be lighter and take up less space. Because 1 unit of armor is effectively not a measurement of weight or volume, it's a measurement of toughness, resistance. So we'll get ourselves uranium armor. And then... check. What's the next tier? High density uranium armor. How long would it take you to do that? August? Yeah, we can hold it until August. This is a problem. You sit here going, oh, I can get this better technology. I can wait just a little bit longer, and then you never build anything. There we go. We got high density uranium armor done. At least we have a defensive person who's 20%, right? Construction production. We'll go construction rate. Those will be done next year. Okay. So, we're now in a perfect place to do a new class. Unfortunately, this isn't going to be based on the Curie. The Curie is too small. This wouldn't be a mod. This would be an entirely new ship. So again, this is another science vessel. So we are going to go new. This will still be a science vessel though. So we're going to skip down until we see the S for science.
S for science.
There we go. And we're going to rename this, and we're going to call you the Hawking class. These are going to be quantum physicists. So the Hawking class, it's got armor 1-2. I think 2's like the level, the tier. So if we have a quick look at Curie, no, that's the width. Oh, right, that's the width of the ship. Okay. And our width is currently 2. High density uranium armor. Right, we need gravitational sensor, geological sensor, and a few other things. We have thermal sensors we can add. We have active sensors we can add. Active sensors are actually military if they're above 1 hull size, 50 tons. But as we're a military ship, because we've got gravitational sensors, it doesn't really matter. We also need ourselves a big engine. A new fancy big engine. And more fuel. Got a kitty over there in the corner going,
Hi, are you there?
hi, kitty. So, we don't really need to decide on how fast the ship would go. We just need to basically say 40% of the ship is going to be engine. We're aiming for 7,000 tons, so we're looking at 2,800 tons of engine. So, design tech. Skip down to engine. Ion drive, yes. Engine power, we know we're going to minimize this. 5% fuel usage is just too good. Fuel consumption, the best. And then we want to make you max size. Because if you're max size, you'll actually be 2,500 ton. We could have 2 engines. And we could have 2 1,400 ton engines, but it'd be less efficient. So we're going to go max size. Fuel consumption's halved again. Look at that fuel use. Ooh. The EP is not great. Remember that our current Curie class has an EP of 136 and is half our size. So we're not going to be that fast. But since we're using ion drives, I'm kind of okay with that. It is an early game tech, and we're going to have enough fuel to be able to pop around. So this ship's not going to get anywhere fast, but it's going to do its job. And I'm kind of okay with that. We just need a few of them. So you are a C-ID with a 2.5 kiloton displacement and a fuel use, so an F of 3.55. And we will use the instant button to just make this instantly the tech. Close that. Chuck that in the ship. Ooh, that speed is not ideal. Right. What else do we need? We wanted a couple of sensors, so we're going to go design tech. We'll start off with thermal. The sensitivity is just, you know, how sensitive your sensor is. Ideally, the max, because it's just a tech level. And then your total sensor size. This is how much hull size your sensor is going to be. We don't need it to be that sensitive. We really don't. One of the benefits of having a huge sensor would be that we can detect enemies and we can run away from them nice and early. If you use an active sensor, it's like using sonar or something on active. You go ping, and everyone is suddenly aware that there's an active sensor nearby. A thermal sensor, you're basically looking. It doesn't hurt. You just like, oh look, that's a hot object over there. It's radiating heat. I can see that. You're not hitting them with something that makes them aware. Whereas an active sensor, you're basically pinging them with a hard burst of radar. Or, you know, the space sci-fi magical equivalent, transnewtonian. We will probably be okay with having a 250-ton sensor. I don't think that's going to be a problem. So we will have a thermal sensor, TH530. 30 is your sensitivity. 5 is your hull size. I will add afterwards the actual size in tons, because I just find it easier to work with tons. I know it says hull size there, but I'll have to convert it, and I can't bother. So we're going to instant you, and then we're going to do the active sensor. Now, the active sensor you've got a bit more choice on. Like I said, that's an active ping. Everybody hears it. There's a lot of options here. For a start, the sensor strength is just the maximum. That's our tech level. EM sensor sensitivity. It has an inbuilt EM sensor, which is can I detect EM, electromagnetic fluctuations. You can make a separate one, I believe. EM detection sensor, but active sensor has it built in. Your total sensor size, again, this is how big you want it to be. We'll start with a 5, and we'll change that if we need to. Hardening level, that's if you've got electronic hardening against, say, basically like EMP type things. We're not gonna, because we don't have the tech. And you can say search sensor or missile fire control. Missile fire control is the homing component of a missile fire control. It basically allows you to be like, here's the target, I'm painting the target. Missiles head towards target. Search sensor is, your basic radar. It's like what's around me? We want search. And then we've got minimum resolution. This is where things get funky. So right now, we have a maximum range versus 5,000 ton objects or larger of 25 million kilometers. If there is an object of 5,000 tons or larger, we will see it at 25 million kilometers. If the objects are smaller, it dramatically decreases. Decreases by something like a square. So again, range versus a 1,000 ton object, only 1 million. Because it's a fifth of the 5,000, it's a 25th of the range. Again, it's a square function. So if you want your search sensor to see something, make sure you've got it the right size, the minimum size you expect it to see. Otherwise, you will not see it. Like, we will only see 1,000 ton objects when they're 1 million. For us, we don't really care. We want to see relatively large objects. We want to see, say, 9,000 tons. Kind of the minimum you see a proper enemy ship being. At least a proper enemy military ship. 9,000 tons is fine. And we might increase the search sensor size a little bit, just so that we can be aware of them well ahead of time. There we go, 10 million kilometers. Not 10, sorry, 100. That's missile range, but we can make it work. 750 tons is a tenth of our ship, though. That does make me a bit wary. I think we're going to have to bring that down. We'll bring it down. We'll put it at the original 5. We can make modifications later on if we find that these ships are just dead in the water. I'm going to change that to an ass, because I don't want to put active search sensor every time. And then we're going to note that this is for... this is... How big is it? It is 250 tons. And then 9 kiloton objects, it has a range. So versus 9 kilotons, it has a range of 33 million kilometers. And I know we're saying million kilometers. Million kilometers. 6 zeros, another 3. It should just be billion meters. But the game uses kilometers everywhere, so to make things simple, I'm just going to use the standard prefix attached to kilometer. I know, it's wrong, it hurts. I am aware. So this is versus 9 kilotons, it can see at 33 million kilometers. We'll instant that as well. And then we'll add a thermal sensor, we'll add a search sensor, and last but not least, we need to get ourselves a jump drive. We need this. God damn it. We shouldn't. We only need it to be pretty small. Self-jump only. Really? I need a max... Okay. I need to research max squadron size and max squadron jump radius, even if we're doing a self-jump only drive. Hawking, you're going to have to wait for a moment. I'll be right back. If we have a look in power propulsion, minimum jump size, that is 5,000 points. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to instant these to us. Again, every other NPR in the entire game has started ahead of us. And while I could just put someone on this and it would take a few months, because we're building the ship now, and because I'm demonstrating the building of a ship, I don't mind instanting this. Everyone else in the entire game has started ahead of us, so I'm just going to instant minimum jump engine size. Actually, is it minimum? No, it's these two. Right, yeah. They would take us a very short time, sorry. Max squadron and max squadron jump radius. So I'm going to just instant these. And then bring up the Hawking. Jump engine. There we go. I kind of feel that if you research the basic jump drive, you really should have the basic text to build one, but sure. So, this is where things are going to get funky. We don't need to worry about these yet. The efficiency, we just want the best possible. What we need is the size. And this determines how much of a ship you can jump, in addition to how large the jump drive is. Now, remember, we've got efficiency 5, so if this jump drive is 200 tons, it will jump a 1,000-ton vessel. If it's 4,000 tons, it will jump a 20,000-ton vessel. It's going to be a fifth of the total vessel. We're aiming for about 7,000 tons of vessel. So we want probably in the region of 1,400 tons. There we go. 1,400 tons is 7,000-ton vessel. Done. Checking on our vessel at the moment. How much do you weigh? 4,000 tons? That seems reasonable. Okay. So this is a J7000, which means it can jump 7,000s. It's 3 squadron size. It's 50 max radius size. Military jump drive. So we're going to change that to an MJD, military jump drive. What I actually want to know is you weigh 1.4 kilotons. And you're an efficiency of 5. That way I can tell if something's outdated quite easily. Because the efficiency is this outdated or not? I'll probably put that here. Right. I'm going to instant that. I don't think there's anything else I need to change. Yeah. And we've still got 1,200 tons to play with. Note that that speed is pretty low. We might need to give it a bigger engine. By that, I mean 2 engines. We want you to go out for 5 years at a time, so we're going to need to change a few things. Firstly, maintenance life is half a year. Let's add more engineering spaces to change that. There we go. Average failure rate is now 50%. Maintenance life is acceptable. We've got another 900 tons to play with. We probably want to add more fuel. You've got 2 years worth of fuel there if you're traveling constantly. That should be plenty of fuel. Again, still got 700 tons left. We could get 2 1,600-ton engines. It might be a little bit less. It might be 2 1,500-ton engines. Or we could keep with one 250-ton engine. That speed is pretty low. We'll design a new engine. So, iron drive, crank that power down. Go to 30 hull size. Yeah, I've got 750 tons extra. Some of that will be people and engineering, etc. That seems reasonable. Okay. So you are the CID with a... How much tonnage? 1.5. 1.5 kilotons. And an F of 2.98. So we are going to use more fuel, because bear in mind that this is going to be 2 of these, so we're going to use about 6. Or we can probably withstand that. I'm tempted to make it ever so slightly larger just to get a little bit more kick out of it, but we'd be running tight on our constraints. I think we're probably okay. So remove our current engine. We've still got some tonnage left. I'm going to just get rid of that engine. We will obsolete component, which removes it from the list. We'll just design again. Now, if you were not instanting, this is something you wouldn't really want to do. You'd want to calculate your stuff beforehand. And again, you can. You can calculate and you can do things with equations to figure out. And we could do that, but I realize it doesn't go over as well in a YouTube video, so we're going to be skipping that. Instead, we're going to go for a 32. That should give us a bit of extra power. -ID with a 1.6 kiloton displacement and an F of 3.09. Okay. Instant that. It's a bit better. 7,000 tons exactly. Done. It can basically move for 3 years at full velocity. Oh, well, maybe I got that wrong. I feel bad about this, but... we should probably unmark that as obsolete so I can actually use that engine. I actually want to use that engine now. Right. What we're going to do is we'll pop in here. Engine. Show obsolete tech. Can I unobsolete you in any way? Yeah, toggle obsolete off. And then we can... oh, that's the wrong one. I'll have to open this again. There we go. Right. You need a little bit more fuel. There we go. That's pretty much almost 4 years. You're out for 5 years. You'll be moving most of the time, but you'll be stopped occasionally. We could up that fuel a little bit more. There we go. Everything is good. You've got all the sensors. You've got your couple of engines. Your speed is still a bit trash, but eh. You can jump. You're a military vessel. I think you're good to go. Oh, ICBM launch control. Yeah, because we started out on missile bases, we still had the tech for them. We do not need an ICBM launch control. We're going to hide that because that is awful. There is no use for that in our lovely Imperium. We do not need such terrible tech. Okay, we're good. There is a little bit of extra tonnage to play with. I will probably say just chuck in an engineering space and then like a little bit extra deployment time just in case. And we're good. 7,000 tons, the new Hawking class of science vessel. I like it. We're going to lock it so I can't mess with it now. Bam. Okay, we're going to need to build it here, which means we're going to need to retool. And that's going to take until the 16th of July next year. I'm going to do that. Effectively, we're just changing out, you know, some molds, some printing presses, I don't know, whatever we have there. Different types of USB ports for the new Hawking class so we can build that. Once that's done, we'll start producing those. We should have our first out just after 2030, and since we are doing... the meta game is going to be election cycles every 10 years, that will be our first election. Excellent. Right, have we got research labs? No, I assigned them to something new. Good. Right. With that said, I think we'll call it here for this episode. We have our new ship in production. The Curie's complaining about its deployment time being exceeded. We construction of military maintenance facility completed. Oh, we completed that already. We completed the construction of maintenance facilities? We did! We're up to 7,000 tons. Huzzah! I approve. I don't think it would be quite that easy. Sweet. So, with that, we're good. What we'll probably start doing is building ourselves some actual cargo vessels to start shipping stuff around the solar system, very slowly and poorly. But until next time, I've been EnterElysium. Like, subscribe, let me know down in the comments what you think so far, and stay shiny.